Hey everybody, welcome to Tech for Kids, where we find cool tech products to review that are built for kids to see if it's something that you think that they would enjoy. So my name is Brett, and we also have a few guests helping me with today's review. So over here we have Adele.
Yo.
And over here we have Claire.
Yo.
And they're going to be my special helpers today. So today's product was sent to us by Flycatcher. They created the smART Pixelator. So we're going to get it set up and show you guys everything that it can do. Let's get started. Alright, so here we have the smART Pixelator. It says use smart technology to pixelate any design. So with this, you are able to create designs with pegs or sequins or different things, and then you can save them, use an iron to mold them all together. And so you can create these really cool designs. So you can also use your phone to take a picture of pretty much anything and make a design out of that. And then you have this option to create these 3D objects. So we're definitely going to be checking that out. So inside the smART Pixelator box, we have 1,300 beads. We get one reusable tray, one iron paper, one bead applicator, and 50 pre-loaded projects that come with the smART Pixelator. And just on the box, this does work on an iPhone as well as Android phones and Amazon devices as well. So this will work with pegs, sequins, as well as beads. So 3 things we can do with this is we can choose a design, we can then customize our own design, and then we can also create an original. So you can also pick up an extra pack of pegs. Here we have the 4,000 peg pack. It comes with 16 colors, 2 reusable trays, 2 frames, and 2 frame stands. So we're gonna open that up and hopefully we don't spill those everywhere.
Oh, wow.
You think we will?
Probably. That might be a double blaster.
All right, so inside here, it does say that we need 2C batteries. And then here you have some instructions on getting it all set up and what comes inside the box. And then there are some other accessory packs available that you can get. Okay, so there is the smART Pixelator. Make sure you take off the plastic piece right there on the top. Here we have a power cord. And then we also have this tray that is holding the SD card, so you'll need that. Be very careful with that. It looks like we can hold some more items in there as well. Then in here we have the reusable tray, and there are all the beads that it comes with. And then here's the bead applicator that will help us put those in. So let's get it plugged in and download the app and link together. So on the back, this is where we place the SD card. Then here is where we plug it in, and we have an on and off switch.
There we go.
Right when we plug it in, we can already see some cool designs. So we can go through this step by step. So there we can see we would add the green. The next step is to add the white. And the last step is to add the blue. Oh, and then there is one more red dot there. And then if we want to skip to the next drawing, we just push the blue icon over here. So these are the ones that come pre-installed. Looks like we have a bunny, a guitar, Christmas tree, cupcake, dinosaur, alligator looking thing, an owl, robot. Ooh, rocket ship. Ooh, those are cool rocket ships. Train, trucks.
Temple, there's a temple. Butterfly.
Butterfly.
Wow. Penguin.
Oh, there's some pretty cool ones already pre-installed.
Take up a lot of beads. Like 300.
So if you go to a drawing that you find and you want to start drawing, you then just push the arrows and it will do the first step, then the arrow is the next step, then you just keep going until it finishes. Okay, so we did plug this in, but you can add 4 C batteries if you want on the back to have it powered as well. Okay, so now let's put on our little tray here. Oh, be careful with these, they go everywhere. So we're just going to set it like that. Okay, so now let's get it linked to the smART Pixelator application. So I am using this on Android today. And so you have the option to connect to your Pixelator, or here we'll give you instructions on how to go get one. So we're gonna open this up, power it on, so you could power it on with the plug or with the batteries. And then we're gonna put in the SD card, we already did that. And then here we're gonna put it on a tray. Okay, we have done that. And now we are going to turn it on and continue. And because I do have Android, it's asking me to allow for permissions, so we're going to do that. And now it is searching for the Bluetooth signal. All right, so now we are waiting for it to find the device. So I did turn on and off the Pixelator, and there it found it. And now we're going to create a flycatcher ID. Okay, now that we are signed in, it is downloading the models. So we just need to wait a second. It looks like there are 62 different ones that we will get with the application. Now I do want to mention real quick that the lights on here, they do not flash. That is just the refresh rate on my camera, having them flash, but here it is just a solid image for us. Okay, now that we are in the app, this is what we can do. So we have all kinds of different things that we can do here. We have beads, we have 3D beads, we can create bracelets, we can use sequins, or we can use pegs. Now down here at the bottom, we have the camera option where we could create and customize our own picture. All right, now let's look at the different options we have in the app. So here we have the 9 peg activities. So we have these different ones here. Those say that they are a bit more advanced. Here we have the sequin options. So similar to the pegs. Then here we have the beads. So right here we have the beginner series where it's showing all the little different projects we can do. And we saw most of those already on the smART Pixelator. And then here we have some more advanced options. And then here we have some more professional. So those might take a bit more time. It looks like that could take 8 hours and 4,000 beads. So that's definitely some time consuming stuff, but that will be really fun to make. And then here we have 3D beads. So with the 3D beads, you create multiple layers and put them together. So we could create a crib, or we have this little alligator, a car, even a spaceship. So there are some really fun projects there. And then last here we have different bracelets. So how this works is you're going to create one layer at a time and then put them together. All right, kids, what do you want to try out today?
Actually, how about the bunny?
Should we start with a bunny?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to start with the bunny. So here it's saying we need 5 black, 14 pink, and 77 blue. So we're going to select start. So it started playing music over here, and now we need to place down the bead trays, just like that. So it plugs into the 4 corners. Okay, so now we set up the bead tray, and we're going to collect the beads and start placing them on. And when we're done, we can take off the tray, and then we put the iron mat over the top, and we iron it, and then the figure can stay together, and then we will be complete. So now it is taking us through the different steps, so let's get to it.
Oh, white?
Yeah, let's do white for the inside ones. So it's kind of weird. It didn't show white on here, but when you say done, it showed white. So we're going to put white for the eyes.
Yes, we did it!
How long did that take us?
Like, probably, 30 minutes.
Probably. All right. Looks pretty good.
And also be careful. Once, with my friend, I built one of those, and then I had to rebuild it 3 times because I tripped and then all of them fall out. So be careful.
Okay, let's go iron this.
Be so careful.
All right, so we are going to turn the iron on to medium. Let that warm up. And then we'll place the paper on top of this. And when we iron on top, we're gonna iron for 10 to 30 seconds until we see the color come through. Once it's done, we're going to let it cool for 15 seconds, take it off, and then we're going to iron the other side. Now that's not required, but that will just make it the best sealed. So I'm going to iron this until it comes through. Now moving the iron here, it looks like it worked, but I was a little impatient and I pulled it off too early, and now we have a bit of a mess. And so we're actually going to have to redo our little bunny. So first time didn't work great, so recommend getting it a little warmer, or just making sure you iron it really well, moving it around until it gets a really good seal. So let's try again. For the second attempt, I waited till the iron was a little bit warmer, and then I did this doing it about 30 seconds, and then I slightly picked up the paper, see if it worked, it didn't work all the way. So I did it for a little bit more. About a full minute is how long I was ironing this. And then once it was complete, this is the final result. And here you can see it melted all together. It looks really great. Now I'm going to do this again on the other side to really seal it together so that we're not going to have any issues of it falling apart. All right, let's take the final product to Adele and see what she thinks. What do you think?
It's awesome.
Was it worth all that work?
Yeah, and also...
Okay, should we go make another one?
Yeah. And also, it's for my other sister, and it's going to be way bigger than this.
Now, Adele had a great time doing this, but she is 8 years old, so let's see how this works with my 5 and 3-year-old here. So we're going to go ahead and use the pegs, and we're going to build a pattern, and you can just kind of see how it goes. Alright, we just finished. Only took us like
1 hour.
1 hour, 40 minutes. What do you think? You like it?
Yes.
Did you like making a mess?
Mm-hmm.
Now, involving the 3-year-old definitely left a bigger mess on the ground than I would have liked. But for Claire, who's 5, she was able to help me out a lot. Now, this was pretty tedious. There's a lot of pegs we had to use, so it took a long time. So it's just kind of something you could display. But we liked the end result, and it was fun to do together. All right, let's check on Adele, see what she's doing. What you been working on, Adele?
I've been working on these beads. So this is Claire's, this is little Gwenny's, and this is mine.
Oh, those look really
Whoa.
cool. All right, well, you ready for one more project?
Yes.
Here you go. Make a 3D object. Okay, so today we're going to do one of the...
What are those?
Okay, so here at the end, you have these different designs. So here you could make an alligator that stands up. So there's the alligator, and then here are its legs. So you can make that. So that's the first one. Or here we could make, looks like a fire truck. So there's a bunch of different pieces to it.
Or it kind of looks like a...
And then, is that the ladder for the fire truck, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
So here's a plane that you could make.
Ooh,
Here's a camera.
that's cool.
Here's a car.
And we're going to do the car. Okay. So is that blue?
So you can choose whatever color you want. Just make them all the same. And then when you want the next one, just push the arrow to go to the next color you're going to do. All right?
Okay. It's just, I think this is like blue or something. And also, these are super tiny. Do not let any 2-year-olds or 1-year-olds get close. They might choke on them.
That's good to know.
And you might need, my friend has these pegs, and there's like this thing that picks them up for you. Like kind of like tweezers. So let's get started.
All right, I'm done with the second section of beads for this 3D car. Now that was quite a bit of work, so I jumped in and helped Adele out just because there was so much to do here. So as you can see, we pretty much used every single bead with just a few products here, but now we are ready to iron this together so that we can build the car. After getting everything ironed together, we now are ready to put the car together. So going through the application, it actually gives you a step-by-step guide on how to fit these pieces together. Now we did run into a bit of a problem. We had ironed the pieces too much so that I wasn't able to easily fit the pieces together. So here I was able to get about this far, and then I just could not get anything to stay together. The super glue didn't help at all, it just didn't work. I ended up using a hot glue gun to be able to get everything sealed together so that it would stay in one piece for Adele. What do you think about your final car?
It's so cool. How did you do this?
Well, I had to use some hot glue, but I was able to get it put together.
So...
Was it worth it, working so hard?
Yeah, I forgot about this thing, but then I'm like, oh, that again.
It has been a while.
Well, thanks, Dad.
So, what do you think about the smART Pixelator?
Well, it is awesome.
So, what did we build first?
Well, we builded a bunny.
And was that pretty easy to do?
Yeah, it was pretty easy.
Yeah, so that's a good small thing. Mm-hmm. So, pretty cool to build with beads. And then what else did we build?
Well, these are called pegs. You could just stick them on the board, kind of like these little things.
So what do you like better? Do you like the beads or the pegs?
I kind of like the beads better because you can iron them and you can like make something like that.
Right. So the
I
pegs
have a whole box
you can't
of them
order
over there
that
my friends gave to me.
Oh.
So. And then my mom and dad gave me this. Or actually, I just got it in a package.
So yeah, so the pegs are pretty cool, but the biggest downside is you can't save your peg. You just gotta keep these. You'd have to buy more peg boards to do more pegs. And then the pack's cool because you get a ton of more pegs, but now we have too many around, so we've been vacuuming them up. But the peg's pretty fun, and I do like how they stick in there pretty well so that you can have a nice little art piece.
And there are 4,000 of them.
That's a lot of pegs.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything you didn't like about the smART Pixelator?
I don't know.
You don't know? So one thing that we did have a problem with, so here on the little bead board, compared to other beads, so some of the other beads that Adele uses are a little bigger, and the board seemed to hold those beads a lot better. Where here, I felt like once I put a bead on and we'd barely touch it or something, we'd mess up a lot of what we did. So I wish the pegs on the bead board were a little higher so that the beads worked a little bit better.
And also, with the bigger pegs, I made a unicorn.
Yeah, so just with a normal pad, of course that was a unicorn pad where she was able to make that design. But it's really cool that with the smART Pixelator, you can find a really cool design, very easy, right, to find a design.
Yeah.
And then you can add whatever colors you want, so you can change it up. And we pretty much ran out of the beads that came with the smART Pixelator. So I'd recommend, if you love doing beads, definitely get more beads for the Pixelator. So, and I did try some of the other beads that she already had on the Pixelator board, and they don't fit great. They're not going to be able to all line up correctly. They're kind of off center just because they're too big. So you will need to get the smART Pixelator beads for the board. So Del, do you think other people should check out the smART Pixelator?
Yes.
So we really enjoy this. I will say it does take some patience, so it is a fun activity to do for a little bit. Some of the builds can take a lot of time, so it needs a bit of patience, and then you do need to have parent supervision. Of course, parents should be ironing and doing all that. So we've really enjoyed the smART Pixelator. It's been pretty fun to have. I love how they can just easily turn this on and start putting pegs in or beads in without my help at all. And then for me, I needed to learn how to iron, so it took me a bit of work to do that. And then I also needed to just be there to kind of help. Sometimes it got a little hard to finish them just because they were so big. And today Adele had a lot of homework to do, so I just took over so that we could finish doing the 3D car. But yeah, I think it's a pretty fun project to have. Again, just a little bit of patience to make sure that you don't mess everything up, and then you can have some really cool prints that you iron together. So if you have any further questions about the smART Pixelator, please check out the description below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.